Hi, I'm Arnie Lang, and this is my good friend, Swiss Chris. We seem to have been on the different ends of our careers. Swiss is a drum set player, basically a great drum set player.
Thank you.
Who does jazz, who does African stuff, who does hip-hop, probably best known as a hip-hop drummer. And I'm best known as a square, orchestral, symphonic musician. Although I love all kinds of music, and when I was a kid, I played drum set and gradually got into playing orchestral percussion, including timpani, mallet instruments, and the whole range of the percussion family. Of the last maybe 20 years, I started manufacturing instruments, and starting with the famous Billy Gladstone snare drums. Billy was one of my teachers, and I bought in 1951, if anybody can remember that far back, one of his custom-made drums. There were only, in the 10-year period that Billy produced the instruments, there were only 50 drums made.
Wow.
And they're almost all of them in the hands now of collectors.
They're worth a lot.
They're worth a lot.
Wow.
For example, a little drum kit, a 4-piece kit, I don't know if you heard about this yet, that Billy made way back when, was recently sold for $160,000.
Wow. I'm talking about Rolls-Royce, Ferrari, I'm talking about amazing drums. Then we talk about Lang drums too.
Yeah, and then now I've kind of taken over that position. And the original drum, that set was owned by Carl Palmer.
Wow,
originally.
amazing drummer too.
You know,
Oh my God, yeah.
Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Yeah, great band.
It's now owned by Charlie Watts. Owns it now.
There you go.
There also there were 3 original 1950s drums sold, and they went from $17,000 to just a snare drum.
Yeah, just one drum.
Right,
Yeah.
$17,000 to $30,000.
Wow.
So they're basically a collector's item, you know. But we make an exact replica of that drum. It's, as you can imagine, since all the parts are custom made, it's quite expensive.
It's quality. It's thicker.
Yeah. Well, not everybody drives a Rolls Royce or a Maserati, and so I always wanted to make, like, using the same technology that we've learned to making this, you know, special drum, making a drum that's less expensive for the general market.
Yeah.
And Swiss has helped me actually design a lot of the sizes for the drum kit.
Oh, I'm humbled.
It's more like a hip hop.
It's great sound, great, just great finish. And if you compare it, what's going on out there in the market, the way the snares are built, the rims, the locks, everything, the way the snare sounds, it's a huge difference.
Yeah.
It's a major difference. So check out Brooklyn Tagz, and you're going to get Tagz with it too.
Free medallion.
Yeah, you got a free medallion. With the drum, which I think is really hip, really cool, very Brooklyn, and it's an amazing sound.
The art is all real, is street art.
Yeah.
That I saw in my neighborhood where the shop is in Ridgewood, you know, Queens. And basically, I just took my little iPhone, not intending, you know, to do a project or anything, just because I like the art, and took pictures of it. And actually, I had a collage that I made, and then it was printed by a T-shirt company.
So I get this drum at the end of the...
Of course, you get whatever you want, you know.
No, just
you know
joking.
that, right?
That's okay.
And actually, it's barely on the market.
Yeah.
I think I sold the first one to...
you just came back Ireland, right?
In Ireland, yeah.
Wow.
So I think the first drum we actually sold, I've given a couple of people drums and, you know, talked about it. But the first one that actually sold was one of the kids in Ireland.
Brooklyn Tagz. No, Ireland is a big part of hip hop. You know, like there's it started a lot too. There's Everlast from that group. I mean, like the Irish hip hop band. So it's perfect that the Irish guys are buying it first.
Yeah. Well, there's a whole mystique about Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And it's almost more so in Europe than it is here.
Yeah.
And you know, and the Europeans really like the whole idea
Everybody loves Brooklyn.
of Brooklyn. And suddenly, it used to be, you know, if you couldn't afford it, you lived in Brooklyn. Now it's suddenly hip.
Yeah.
You know, to live in Brooklyn, and fabulous restaurants are opening up, and we're making
nightclubs.
fabulous drums.
Yeah, nightclubs, and this is definitely, the kit is practical. You could play local gigs, you could play big gigs, small gigs, and looks good, sounds great. We had the show at the Supper Club where one of our students, Sway, was playing, and he was killing it. He was just literally made those snares, made the kick, made the toms sound amazing. It's just a great sound, and it's a Lang drum for less money, but it is high level quality.
Well, that's what we try to do.
Yeah.
And we make all the hardware, too.
Yeah,
You know,
I
in the
saw it.
shop.
I came to your shop.
Yeah.
That's another trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a fun trip.
Okay. Wonderful. Lang drums, Brooklyn Tagz, Arnie Lang.
Swiss Chris.
A pleasure. Thanks. What a pleasure. Thank you, Arnie. And always a pleasure. Thanks for teaching us and showing us the way in percussion. Thank you.